Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Welcome back. How's everybody? Best, 2 hari tak jumpa saya. Shock kan? Mestilah heaven, right? Apa ibad pun tak tahu. Ha. Almost every day I ask you ada soalan tak, apa you buat kan? Semua diam. Apa you buat sebenarnya kan? Enjoy long weekend. Tak apa, tak apa. It's all up to you. So, we are going to continue partially on your revision and then kita buat Q&A. Is that okay? To prepare for your exam. Soalan dah siap dah untuk mock exam hari apa ya? What day is your mock exam? Monday Oh, di Sunday. You know what Sunday tak? Do you want to do it on Sunday? Yes or no? Come. Ha. Alamak. Yes? No? Tak jawab dah, bisu. What happened? Kenapa tak jawab? Anybody? Tak nak jawab. Sedih. Tak apalah. Nak bagi chance buat Sunday tak nak. Nevermind. Di Sunday tak bagi 4 jam tu. Bagi relax. Fair. So let's continue since my group ni dah jadi bisu, tak apa. So is this the page we just left before class? Is this the one? Yes or no? Check for me please. I need feedback.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this question was an idea about e-marketing, right? So how to do it? So these are your ideas about attract and retention. So these are the things you do. This is the what. So hopefully by now you have done something with this information and written your answers to send to me to see whether or not they are acceptable to gain marks. But of course, nothing happen, right? Dibaca saja and then dilupakan. Betul tak betul? Ya, betul. Tak apa. Macam biasa, normal. Next is actually a sample question from March 20. Part A cakap apa? Prepare briefing note to the board to analyze the main risk that threatens the company from being awarded new contract and retaining new contract. So this is somewhat related to achieving, okay, CRM. Okay, tetapi kita tengok apa? The risk that will make them not achieve the CRM. So everything here sebenarnya you have to look for the analysis in the case study. You have to find out what is wrong. Second part is what? Prepare a section of a report. Ingat tak? Ni famous Ni famous punya ayat. Famous sangat-sangat. Sampai saya terpaksa buat video. Penat aku. Dah cakap berbuih dah. Okay. So a section of a report which evaluates plus minus the two options proposed by directors. Last semester keluar soalan ni. Last semester they had 2 proposal and you're supposed to evaluate. So memang sebiji lah keluar kan. Not the topic but the idea. Alright. So those who understood how to answer the question, they knew that, oh, this is similar to what we did in class. So senang saja, senyum saja. And they even mentioned, this one sama dengan specimen 2, this one specimen 3, this one sama dengan apa? TT for you. Dia cakap dah, oh, soalannya macam itu. But answer is different, but the question is that way. That's the reason why I ask you to do a lot of questions. It doesn't mean I have to go through everything. No. Kita buat debrief senang. Tapi syaratnya you kena buat to find out what are the mistakes you did. If you tak buat pun tak apa. You kena buat balik next semester. Okay? So this would be the idea. The first part is actually related to CRM and risk. The risk of not achieving proper CRM. Second part is what? You evaluate between the two options. My question is, have you done TT for you yet? Dah belum? Tak tahu apa itu TT for you. Tak cari pun Most of them is inside your revision slide ni final exam question. Carilah. Takkan I masih nak tunjuk lagi kot. Kan? Now it's actually what? Revision phase dah ambil exam tau. Teaching phase I slow lah. Faham tak? That's why I said at the end of the session I'll go very fast. So next is about your finance in planning and decision making. So there was a request from my student. So I'm not sure about this group lah. Okay. It's about finance function, financial analysis, decision making, and also cost and management accounting techniques. So all of this will be tested in the exam. Most of the time, they will not ask you to calculate. They have already calculated for you. But who never know lah. Kena tahu juga. Problem is that even prize winner of FM and PM akan fail. Because why? They just memorize zaman tu. They don't understand why they calculate. Ini problem dia. So the prerequisite, am I recording? Yep. So the prerequisite for this particular topic is that students must be aware of all of the financial techniques from their prior knowledge. Types of computation available to them would be NPV, payback period, expected value, marginal costing, ratio analysis, as well as linear regression. And then from all this type of computation, you should be able to come up with pros and cons. Now, I put star there. Is this a new request from me? Ezrin? Pernah cakap kan? Buat tak? Ezrin senyum. Tak apa Ezrin. Bila nak buat Ezrin? Next semester. Faham tak? You nak buat lawak, I tahu tak buat. Kalau you boleh, you dah buat, you boleh jawab soalan apa? Apa tu? Dolce tu. So obvious kan? Tak apalah, nak kelentong saya. Kelentong. Tipu siapa pun. Ni siapa ni? Nampak tudung je. Farina. Nampak tudung nampak apa? Penyelih baju. Apa kejam tu budak ni. Phone ke laptop?
Laptop.
Turunlah sikit. Ish. Sedih lah you ni. Dah lah pakai filter. Filter kelabu. Filter mist. It's okay. Next. Remember, when you get green color, means what? Your notes are empty. So how to cheat in the exam when tackling payback period, an NPV, or investment appraisal requirements? Ingat So these are generic ideas. They may be used for the exam, but you have to look at the situation. Mana sesuai. If they are not required to do so or not proper, do not use it. The first one will be what? The preparer may not be competent enough to draw up this computation. They can give you information such as, the budget or the investment appraisal was developed by the marketing team. Marketing team? How clever are they? Kan? Tulis pun tak betul, baca pun tak betul, buat calculation. Bodoh lah kan? So it could be a flaw. Okay. And then what? Time frame of the evaluation. Usually this kind of investment appraisal, they what? They forgo any benefits after a certain year. Correct not? Okay, there is also a weakness in this particular computation. And then sometimes they ignore time value of money whenever they talk about normal or basic payback period. So when they ignore time value of money, you have to quickly suggest. Ini example suggest sebab apa? You are knowledgeable. Saying that this particular method ignores the time value of money. It is best if they use net present value or discounted payback period. So this one give you 2 marks for free. Laju je. Okay. If they say they give you pros and cons, plus and minus, tengok profit and loss saja kan. Cakap lah. Profit and loss. Okay lah, this is cash flow. But then this cash flow ignores what? Time value of money. Maybe this one should be tweaked by using what? Discounted cash flow or net present value. Use those statement, you dapat 2 markah dah. First saying what? The weakness, and then bagi suggestion what to do. Even though dia tak minta kan. Tetapi if you see anything about time value of money, do it. Okay. Ni financial landscape. And then what? Data information contains observable, measurable benefits. They should not be there and the impact could be error in judgment. Do you still remember observable and measurable benefit? Which case study did we attend? Tengok atas, tengok ceiling, ya. Hamzah, oh my god, apa ni? Tak pernah dengar pun. Ya, siapa lagi? Yang muka-muka ni. Muka cool, Naim nak cool. Muka apa? Nazim pun cool. Okay. Yes, Nazira, soalan apa? Sama juga lah. Tak ada janggut. Sama lah. Tudung tak ada, tudung boleh macam tu lah. Kah? Anybody? Sedih lah. It should be Brightown and Tilo, if I'm not mistaken. Tilo tak buat. Kalau ingat Brightown, project management. Tak ingat. Yang buat apa? Yang buat airport tu. Brightown tu cerita buat airport. The airport very bright. Right? Correct or not? Tak apa. You tak tahu, biarlah. Okay. So please understand, observable benefits as well as measurable benefits should not be included inside your computation of the business case. When that happens, what? You are quantifying something which is intangible. Especially they will put their what? Those benefit as inflow. So whereas there's no inflow, right? You cakap apa? Oh, NPV is positive. Sebenarnya it's negative. That is why you get error in judgment. You sepatutnya cakap apa? We reject the project, tetapi you masukkan observable benefit, you accept the project. Do you understand? Any question? Next one, mana dia? Figures used in the business case is not logical or without proper basis. Example, during inflation, what should happen to your estimate? During inflation, what must happen to your estimate?
Inflate kan dia.
Inflate apa ya budak ni?
Dekat discount factor, kita take into account dia punya risk of inflation tu.
Okay. During inflation, what happened to your cost?
Increase.
Increase. During inflation, what happened to your revenue?
Pun increase.
Pasti pun increase.
Oh,
Tengok logik dia. Kan basis. Ini simple je. Dia kan bagi 5 tahun figure, 5 years figure. Dia bagi apa? Dia bagi figures of operation cost. Stagnant saja 5 years. Sama saja. Tetapi in the case tadi cakap apa? Currently the country is in a recession. So sepatutnya cost tu stagnant ataupun meningkat over the 5 years. Kalau recession, the country punya bargaining power low, duit tak ada. So if they want services, they have to pay more. Betul tak betul? What happened to the trend? Up or down?
down. Sebelas demand.
Cost dulu.
Cost
Cost.
meningkat.
Tapi lah exam dia tulis cost constant. And sales sepatutnya menurun. Tapi still meningkat. Faham tak? There are a lot of issues there. So this is something you dah belajar zaman dulu tapi tak tahu kenapa you buat kan? Kira saja. This is the insight of SBL. You have to understand. So when you become CEO or senior accountant, you tengok staff you buat kerja tengok, ni salah ni. You know because why? You dah belajar SBL. Sekarang ni you tengok, okay sir, NPV okay? Mati I. Alright. So apa lagi? Do you understand business case? Do you understand I put BC is business case? Do you know why I put business case? Siapa tak faham tanya, jangan belagak. Faham tak?
Tak faham Zah.
Tak faham cuma diam kan, buat faham. Sedih lah you all ni. Remember PID? Remember business case? Okay, inside business case ada computation. Ada numbers, pros and cons, ada investment appraisal. Itu nama dia. So when you say business case, we talk about the document. Within the document is the investment appraisal portion. These are jargons kalau exam tau. Dia kata apa? Oh, this number will put inside business case pun. Apa itu business case? Business case bukan project management kah? Matilah. Faham? You tak faham. You hafal kan? Itulah. Next one. Using the same discount factor for all projects. Is this acceptable? Remember this one? I pernah tanya. Ingat tak ingat? Oh boy. Ingat tak ingat? Ngaku je lah. You diam kata ingat. Okay, you ingat. Tak apa. Next one. So, the use of probability on your expected value computation. You need to know, you must challenge. Okay. The operator saying that, what is the basis of the probability? What if it's actually what? A one-off project or recurring project? My question is, expected value. Bila nak guna? When do we use expected value method? The answer is, when we do not expect to. Apa jawapan dia?
Bila decision tu recurring.
Thank you. When it's actually what? A recurring project, then you pakai expected value. Kalau one off maksudnya tak sesuai. So far so good? Okay? Any question? Kenapa you all ni dah lama tak jumpa dah rindu Kau mengantuk lagi ni. More than half of you tak buka kamera. Kenapa? Should I tenang-tenang sekarang semua ni? Hello? Oh, adakah ini maksud I tak patut bagi cuti dah sekarang ni? Waiting room. Kenapa untuk waiting room? Dia lambat. Lambat pasal kan? Hmm. Okay, whoever you are yang lambat tu, you faham-faham apa nak buat lah. Okay. I'm very serious. Ingat saya buat lawak lah nanti. Bayangkan nak kerja je kan? Oh, tak apalah bos, saya masuk bila saya masuk lah. Elok lah kau. Any question so far? Any question so far? Respon?
Sir,
Hmm.
satu kes tu kita kira NPV positif.
Kita kira, okay.
Saya kira positif. Lepas tu accept kan. Tu kalau ikut the actual calculation negatif. So kalau jawapan yang atas tu salah, dia kira berterusan salah ke penalize kat atas?
Okay, jawapan yang betul exam is negative. You calculate positive. Therefore, you say accept the project. Full mark, 2 marks, you dapat 1 mark. Okay. Macam biasa, it's own figure rule. You make mistake on your calculation, and from that calculation, you make your own judgment. Based on that calculation, you get your marks. Tak ada masalah. You cuma hilang on the calculation part. Are we okay? Tetapi, calculation apa? Calculation okay, tetapi heading jangan. Ingat tak semalam? Tunjuk kan? Heading yang bukan-bukan, goodbye lah kau. Jadi lain. Tak boleh sebab heading is your main. Sambung. Okay. So, this is a sample from... Which question is this? Pernah tengok tak tengok? Pernah tak pernah? Tak kisah pun. Okay lah. So, let's look at things here. Anything wrong here? Rasa-rasanya ada tak apa masalah sini? Anybody? Anybody? Sudah graduate ke ni? Don't tell me it's the first time tengok this thing. Aifa, any issue? Aifa hilang. Firdaus, issue?
Operating cost lah.
Kenapa dengan operating cost, my friend?
Sama je trend dia.
Salah ke?
Ada inflation kot. Tak sure.
Do you have data here showing that ada inflation?
No.
No. Okay. Interest included inside the computation. Thank you. Alright. So, through your observation, you nampak operating cost constant. I tak kata salah. I don't know salah tak salah. But you as a student, yes, it's good. You will nampak, oh, something may not be right. Tengoklah information. Why is it constant? Alright. And then, interest on payable, loan payable. This one is included inside your computation of net present value because they represent, if I'm not mistaken, they represent your cost, isn't it? Negative, right? Do you agree? Azwar, do you agree? So now, does it, number 3, is it supposed to be there? Azwar jawab, garu apa lagi? Yes, Azwar, why?
No, sir.
In my class, we no longer have the privilege of saying yes or no. It's yes or no with reason.
Because benda tu dia apa tu? Jap ke yes lah. Jap no. Because dia masuk dalam financial statement, bukan dalam tak kira macam dia kira finance cost. Under finance cost.
Is it not cost? Outflow ke inflow tu?
Outflow.
Kita cari apa? Net cash equivalent kan? Lepas tu calculate dia punya present value kan, betul tak? So, salah ke betul?
Ya,
My friend,
Apa?
FM dapat kan?
dah sir.
PM dapat kan?
Dah sir.
Okay, tak apa. I tanya Aiman. Ya, ni semua yang I suruh drop ni. Cepat.
Interest tu sepatutnya dia include sekali masa investment in year 0.
Hah? Lagi best. So it should be there.
Yes.
Oh. Tengok. Ada sebab tak I suruh dia orang drop lah? Let's try another one. Siapa I suruh drop lah? Syahira? Ada manusia ni? Ada?
Sir,
Jawab.
for the interest tadi tu,
Hmm.
dia include lah sebab dia cash outflow kalau interest payment.
Okay. Tak apa. Thank you. Kita try another opinion. I nak try degree holder sekejap. Siapa try dulu? Ada 2 je. Cepat.
Saya tak tahu.
Lagi hebat. Honesty bulan puasa. Dia ada one?
Saya sama dengan Hamzah saya.
Macam mana guys? Hilang satu markah. At least. Dapat maksimum 2 markah tak hilang. Depan mata dah nampak dah. Thank you, Aifa. Alright. So this is actually what? You punya financial cost. Financial cost is actually an outflow. Tetapi to calculate your cash and cash, alright, in this case, you dah pakai discounted, you dah pakai apa? You punya, what's that word dah? DCF ke WACC? I don't remember. Ke sama?
Soalannya pakai WACC sir.
Kan? Sepatutnya WACC kan? Okay, tak apalah. For the time being, because this is not FM, kita slash lah. WACC and DCF, they actually same. DCF is the discount factor. How do you calculate discount factor? Using the WACC punya formula. Correct not? KE, KD or something like that. Betul ke? Saya salah ni? Saya tak ingat. Tapi I pass paper tu. I pass dah lama dah. Tapi I tahu apa dia lah. So don't bluff me. So Aiman, Digi Holder and the gang ni apa ni? Tengok. I cakap percaya je ya. Yalah, it is actually a outflow. Tetapi it's about what? Loan interest, right? Cost of debt. They should not be included twice. Called that double counting. Because it has already been catered for within the discounted factor. Siapa tak faham this point, make sure jangan jawab soalan ni ataupun point ni masa exam. Buang masa. Tak kerti kan? Biarlah. Ada banyak jawapan lagi. I gave you 5 or 6 point tadi kan? Pakai. Azwa, dapat FM ah? Siapa nak cakap? Mesti dia pakai apa? Hikmat apa? Hafiz atau Hafizah. Dia tengok, dia hafal semua habis. Faham tak? Okey, apa lagi masalah? Any other problem? Look at item number 2.
So kalau pasal tax tu,
Now what about tax, my friend?
tu dia letak corporation tax betul, but then probably ada apa nama dia?
Variation.
Benefit, tax benefit,
Tax
Due
benefit di mana? Di mana?
to
Di mana?
asset.
Uh,
Patutnya dia tolak
which
bawah
note?
tu.
Which note?
Which note? Sekejap.
You're assuming. Tapi ada jawapan dia. Beza orang assume, beza orang nampak. Common error by students say what? Sir, tax rate tak betul. How can they have tax rate same all 5 years? The tax rate should be moving. I cakap I gelak je. Please tell me guys, kalau in the real situation, tax rate akan berubah berapa persen every year? 10% lah? Less than 2%, right? Isn't it? So, salah ke kalau 30% every year? Okay lah kan? The variation is not that problematic, right? But now, the question brought up from Syahira, was it Syahira? Tak silap saya, betul good. She said something about tax credit, isn't it? Betul, my dear?
Sebab soalan ni kan dia buat, dia ada plant and machinery punya,
Mana?
tak ada dekat dalam exhibit ni.
Ada, tu aku tanya.
Ada dekat note 1. Sales tax on the purchase price recoverable.
Okay. Orang tak faham, dibaca saja kan. I know everybody can read, but you don't understand. Sales tax on purchase of price of recoverable, okay, through Nora's tax authorities. Ini beritahu apa? In your cost of investment kat sini, 38 million, termasuk sales tax. Okay, so if you buy PPE, Do you include as the cost of investment? Does it include sales tax? Yes or no? Tengok atas, tengok bawah. Tak tahan aku. Farina, yes or no? Angguk atau geleng tu je? Oh, exclude. Oh. You belajar apa? Tax itu Taxation. TX. Kan kira investment allowance kan? The cost of operation, kos beli, kos pasang, kos insurans, sales tax termasuk, itu je total cost of investment. Ya, termasuklah yang COI. The problem is your sales tax tu kadang-kadang tax deductible. So you kena buatlah credit tax at the end of the year. You boleh dapat rebate. Are you aware of this? Saya tengok muka orang ni. Are you aware of this mechanism? Tahu tak tahu? Tu saja.
Tahu.
Okay, I assume tahulah. Tak tahu tak apa. Tak tahu tak apa. You hilang satu markah. Up to you. Alright, ini benda yang dah ada. Dia tunjuk, dia bagi tahu spesifik kat situ. You baca, you tak faham, that's your problem. Tak kata apa dah. Okay. Ini revision lah, bukan teaching . Teaching ni zaman paper. I takkan buat. So another one what? Installation and testing cost is included inside your cost investment. Agreed. Staff training is included inside your cost investment. Do you agree?
Should be spread over.
Yeah. So katalah I do not agree, saying that there's something wrong with the cost of investment. They consist of what? Staff training, because staff training should be spread over 5 years. Dah. Apa jadi? What happens to the NPV if a portion of the cost of investment is spread over 5 years? What happens to the NPV? Do you understand my question? Ada faham tak faham? Tak dengar. Oh, okay. According to Nabila, if the cost of investment is reduced in year 0 and the residue is actually increased in year 1 until 5, your total net present value will increase. Betul kah? Increase or decrease?
So I agree with Nabila. If training cost to spread over 5 years and PV increase because nanti our expenses tu over the year dia akan decrease due to time value of money, sebab ada discount.
Agreed. Because at year 0, you punya cost investment dah kurang. Okay. And then year 1 until year 5, you tambah cost kat situ, but then they are being not regrossed. They are taken back to present value at a lower amount. Therefore, cost in total will be lesser. You get higher NPV. I tak ajar, ini konsep. I tahu majority tak tahu. Ataupun tak ingat. Langsung tak tahu lah kan. Ataupun tak kisah, right? Kenapa? Zaman dulu, calculate saja cukup. Tak payah fikir. Betul tak? Kan? So sekarang, this is my job. To jog your memory. If I cannot, I cakap apa? You tak boleh buat, jangan buat. Kita nak try senang saja. Okay. Semua bagi ni semua shortcut. What else? Maintenance support is also inside your cost of investment. Do you agree? Maintenance cost, everything in year 0. Betul tak?
Tak agree, sir. Untuk spread.
Yep. There you go. Betul. So, sekarang dah berapa point dah kita jumpa? Berapa isu kita jumpa? Ingat tak? Kira tak? Tak kira, tak apa. Kita tengok video balik . Next one. Estimated CDMS will directly generate additional contribution from new and retained customer. Number 2. Wow. What's wrong with this number? Item number 2 is saying that what? the CDMS system will increase sales for maybe new product, whatever lah kan. So that's the number given to you. Do you agree?
The additional contribution are constant over the year, which seems unlikely.
What could be the likely trend?
Maybe I can decrease over the year.
Wrong. Dia patutnya apa? Start rendah, menaik. Benda baru takkan dia boleh sales tinggi, betul constant. Ini trend lah, kena tahu lah. Alright. Next one, ada tak? Yang 50% ada 50%? Ada tak? Tak ada sini. This one, this one. Okay, tak apa. So, how many points kita jumpa? Tak kisah. And of course, simple point. Apa? They ignore what? Any inflow after year 5. Itu pun another reason to say problem to the computation. Banyak situ. Ini cerita apa? Okay, this is the computation. Sorry, ada message. Oh, kejap. Such as give 7 positive 7 marks. No, because tengok this is the exhibit This is one of the exhibit. This is the requirement. Skepticism. It cannot be positive. Sorry. Your job is to look for the bad things that was done. Nampak? So evaluate plus minus the marketing department's NPV analysis that supports the investment, questioning any underlying assumption. Questioning is what? Agreeing or disagreeing? Yeah, shortcomings only. So in this case, they minta negative sahaja. So you have to read properly. Most of the time, the PSM will be skepticism or evaluate. Last one will be analysis. 3 tu je. Usually we are looking for negative one. Jarang-jarang lah dia bagi benda cantik kata evaluate cantik. Tak adalah. Betul tak? Any question? So how to answer? Ini answer plan. Tak cantik pun. Alright. So how many points do you need to pass? How many marks is there? 10 marks, right? So I need what? 6 or 7 points. Did I give more than 7 points tadi? Masa discussion? Tak ingat? Tak apa. Remember, those points, if they are not elaborated properly, you can get 1 mark. If they can be done properly, you can get 2 marks, right? So let's see what happens now. The first point I would say what? The numbers were not created by accountants. As such, they could be prone to errors. Such as, relate to the case. Such as what? Dia tak masukkan tax rebate. Number 2, my point. Maybe there's something wrong with the DCF or WHCC because it is not acceptable. Since this could be a project that they have never done before and the risk is higher. As such, perhaps the company should adjust the WHCC to a higher rate of 15%, by which they may get a lesser or maybe a negative NPV. This will get you 2 marks. Kalau 1 mark cakap apa? 10% may not be acceptable because this could be a project that they have never done before. Therefore, they should have increased their NPV discount factor. Cukup. That one can give you 1 mark. Soalan? Because right now we are training on how to write marking Kita dah baca marking sekarang okay? Bukan baca soalan lah. Are you okay or not? Tak apalah, Hina buat bisu jugalah. So logically what? If the project is new, the risk is higher, therefore discount factor must be higher lah. Okay. Would make the NPV to be negative. Evaluation only covers 5 years, not taking any inflow after year 5. Elaborate more. What is not logical? Staff training included in year 0. We'll pass that. Maintenance year 0. And what? Cost of investment includes tax recoverable. Okay. Should be included inside what? inflow to offset initial cost. My question now is this. May I know the tax recoverable patut wujud di mana? Year 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jeng, jeng, jeng. Anybody?
Year 0 bila dia intake.
Really? Betul?
Year 1 sir.
Ha.
Lepas. The year after dia incur.
Kalau year 0 means what? Hari ni you beli, hari ni dapat tax rebate tau. Tax rebate boleh claim today kan after year end masa submission.
After year end.
Tengok tak? Saya tak tahu konsep tapi saya kerja tax. So I cannot claim anything, right? Dapat receipt. Okay, this is all claimable but you claim when you submit. So at year end, not at year 0. Mana mai belajar year 0 ni? Nampak tak? So then you cakap apa? I dah clear F paper sir. Nampak tak F paper kata apa? For fools. Orang hafal saja. Bila tengok soalan sama, tak jawab. Sebab dia tak tahu apa dia hafal dulu kan. Mungkin next semester I nak apply untuk apa? From Intech lah. I ajar F paper pula boleh? I boleh ajar F5, F9. I boleh ajar. I boleh ajar. Lepas tu the lead lecturer akan menangis dengan I lah. I gaduh mesti dia. Lead lecturer siapa dia? Kak Liza. Siapa lagi? Syuk. Siapa lagi? Lead lecturer untuk F9. Siapa? Tak tahu.
Sir Aleng.
Aling memang kena dengan I lah. Kena goreng lah. Mesti punya. Faham tak? Lecturer F pun takut dengan I. Sebab dia orang semua baik hati. Lemah lembut. I cakap pinggang aja. Apa benda you buat macam ni? I think I should go lah F paper kan? What do you think? Kalau I buat F paper maksudnya SBR selamat kan? Tak jumpa I dah. Yeay. Seronok tak? Seronok tak? Nampak tak? Sebab benda ni dah belajar kan? Latih to be kononnya. Bukan latih to be. You hafal saja kan? Ulang. Oh kalau exam I pandai dapat prize winner. Porah. So SBL tak pernah tengok. Betul? Sedih aku. Ezrin tak payah hati ya. Jangan marah. Tisu. Nah. Tisu. Saja awak. Okay. Because you are so quiet, akan cakap lah buat jahat sikit kan. Next, a bit more. So this is actually an example on Mantis and Gear. Guys, have we done this one before in class? Yes or no? La ilallah. Jawablah. Pernah tak pernah? Kalau pernah, I nak skip. Tak pernah I buat. Itu je.
Saya rasa macam tak pernah.
Tak pernah, sir.
My student full time ni. Kalau part time tak apa. Tak apa. Okay. Tak pernah. Tak pernah then okay. Okay, tak apa. Kita buat je lah. Tengok apa ini. So, there's nothing here to read. You tengok numbers, dia bagi apa? Budgeted against actual performance in year 4. Alright. Analyze the data in table 1, suggesting possible reasons why performance may not be as positive as the sales manager portrays it. Dia kata apa? Okay, sales manager revealed that his sales team figures last year and is excited to announce that the team has exceeded the sales volume target. Plus minus?
Plus.
However, his happiness is not shared by the business controller, okay, who has written a report to the CEO suggesting that there are fundamental problems, okay, in the company. Now, kalau soalan SBL, what could be the PSM here? Skepticism, right? Okay, now, guys, you kena jawab. You have to answer. I tak ajar. Dia bagi budget, dia bagi actual. What must you do? Saya ingat sana, saya ingat sini. Ni revision lah, I tak ajar. Come.
Variant ke, sir?
I tak tahu. What do you think? What do you think? Kena siapkan ni okay? Apa dia? Dia bagi budget, dia bagi actual. Nak buat apa? Azwar. Nak buat apa? Azwar. Thank you, Azwar. Variance analysis. Very good. What types of variance do we have? Firdaus. Ada Firdaus ni? Macam ada tadi. Firdaus? We have clever variance and stupid variance. Betul tak? Ada? Betul? Ya, Naim angguk. Ya, betul. Naim saja tadi. Kan? What kind of variance do we have? Amzar. Hazir tengok dinding, tengok atas, tengok cicak. Aiman, what kind of variance do you learn last time?
Saya tak ingat je.
Wow. Memang nasib baik lah buat hari revision kan? Ezrin.
Variable variance. Sales variance
Aha.
dengan fixed overhead variance.
Okay. Alright. The main is what? Cost variance and sales variance tu je. We also have mixed variance lah. Kan? Product mix, isn't it? Ingat tak? Ingat tak ingat F5 ni, FPM ni, nasib baik ya, the mixed variance tak keluar exam. It's too detailed. It's too untuk lower level. Tapi dia boleh keluar, kalau keluar jangan salahkan saya, tak ajar. So since you now know that you have to look for the variance, please calculate to me, what's the variance? What is the number for sales variance? How long do you need? Bagi 4 minit. Are you calculating? Pakai calculator, jangan pakai smartphone lah. You're not that smart yet. Nain dah siap? Hamzah buat apa? Tak tahu buat apa kan, yang kerti pun. Fidah buat apa? Entahlah Fidah buat apa. Suraya? Apa rupa Suraya? Suraya aku tak tahu. Haris? Okey Haris? Okey. Alia Sofia okey. Senyap je. Husna, pun tak tahu jumpa. Yang muka-muka yang tak buka kamera ni kan, selalunya akan jumpa next semester. Itu masalah tu. How do I get them to move? Cakap. Okay, we got something. Okay Haris, never mind. Oh ya, bawa tanya Haris kan? Ada seal tak? IKEA. Cik, kan bulan puasa? Kakak. Nanti respon kat Tak apa. Mana tahu you boleh beli diskaun kan? Hanya Simpan duit. Dah dapat duit extra sikit baru ni kan. So nak beli meja. Semester pun nak habis dah beli meja baru. Apalah. Meja bengkok-bengkok pun berjasa kan? Bukan kedekut. Cost effective accountant. Anybody? Sahabat try, come. Belum lagi? Kejap je, tekan-tekannya. Tambah tolak je kan? Konon-kononnya. Somebody text something. Sudah ke belum? Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kenapa lama sangat? Sales variance. 4050 adverse. Kejap. 4050 adverse. Okay. Lagi? Direct material variance. Ezrin? Hazim tak ada. Naim? Direct material variance, Naim. Oi, tunggu apa? Yes, please, Naim. Help me. Whatever you put, cakap je lah. Bukan apa pun. Ha.
Direct material saya buat 12 sen adverse.
12 sen?
Oh,
12 sen? 12 sen?
kira per unit saya.
Adverse?
Ah,
Okey. Tak apa. Okey. Tak apa. Buat salah, baguslah kan. Baru belajar kan. Banyak pandai je. Direct level, can I get from Adeline? No, Adeline.
Saya baru tengah kira direct level tu.
Punya lembab okey. Farah Sofia.
Direct level saya dapat 945 adverse.
945 adverse. Okey. Hamzah. Fixed overhead. Jawab je. Hang buat apa 4 minit senyum? Jawab.
Saya sedang mencari formula nak kira.
Kan suruh drop tak nak. Ni Hazim. Kembang tak sopa. Cepat.
Saya jawab 3,200 adverse.
Okay, good. Now, my question is this. Ini A. Ini B. How many calculate variance gunakan A tolak B atau B tolak A? Itu je. Faham tak? Do you understand? Okay. How many calculate the variance by using A minus B or by using B minus A? Put on chat. Tekan 8. Put on chat. Tekan 8. Nak tengok siapa student I ni. Wow. Betul tak? Macam pelik je ni. Tu je. Berapa orang ni? Semua tu. Oh, really? Wow, orang ni patut drop semua ni. Tapi ada yang bagi jawapan betul lah. Hilang punya. Never mind. It's interesting. Okay. Lepas ni I stop lah. Okay. Kita kena pakai. We cannot use A. We have to use A something else. We have to flex our budget. The question is to flex the budget. So how do I flex my budget here? Okay. Macam mana? Let me see. Pakai apa? Basis dari situ. Yep. 27 O over 243 kan? Okay. Lepas tu, kita buat bracket lah. I buat macam ni lah. Korang Excel lah. Okay. And then, you kena times apa? Times how much? 36450. So this would be your formula for getting your flex sales revenue. The new number. Siapa ada masalah? Tak faham? Tanya. Is this the right formula, guys? Betul tak? Salah betul kan? Siapa tak faham? Tanya sekarang. So this, the outcome of this number baru compare against 36450. You akan dapat negative variance. Sebab apa? Sepatutnya they get more. Okay. In this case, they get something else lah. Siapa tak faham? Respon sekarang. Naim, we never ever do cost unit basis. Siapa aja? Jawab kau. Oi, jawablah.
Ah, saya
Ada
tak,
orang ajar kan terlupa terus, tu je.
saya lupa lepas nak kira satu tu, lepas tu lupa nak
Darab balik.
darab balik.
Dah agak dah. Okay. Soalan. Any question? Come on. Siapa tak faham?
Kenapa cari flex budget dulu?
Okay. Kalau pasal saja. Bagus, bagus. Sebab tu nak revision kan, penat juga kan. So sekarang ni, I rasa nak jumpa lecturer PM you all ni kan, FM ni kan, nak cekik dia orang. Faham tak? Okay. Degree holder. Dah belajar pun. You tak ingat pun. You tengok to compare between situations, budgeted and actual, you must compare apple to apple. Right now, the volume is 243 against 270. Are they equivalent? They are not equivalent. So, you cannot measure them apple to apple. Therefore, you must inflate or flex the budgeted number to reflect the 270. Sebab tu you buat ni. Lepas tu baru you boleh buat this one against this one is your variance. Hazim faham?
Yes sir, faham.
First time dengar ke revision ni?
Saya tak ingat sebenarnya, saya kira variance saya tolak je.
So Hazim, you tak boleh jadi accountant. Sila jadi penyanyi ke apa, I don't care lah. Okay. Ni Hamzah. Pernah dengar tak pernah dengar tu? Pernah dengar tu?
Saya tak pernah dengar.
Tak pernah juga. So Hamzah, you cannot be accountant.
So dia basically nak jadikan yang budget tu jadi 270 juga kan?
The number must the numbers must reflect an output of 270k.
Okay.
So fixed overhead tak payah flex kan?
Tak payah, is constant. So it's going to be negative. So bezanya orang faham konsep dan orang hafal konsep. Tiga orang. Satu tak tahu konsep. Satu faham konsep, satu tak faham konsep. Tak faham konsep, dia flex semua. Faham konsep, dia flex yang mana patut saja. Yang tak faham langsung, dia tolak plus minus, kosong. Nampak tak? So there's 3 type of people in my class. Kan? Tetapi Farah, you 38 tadi is it? No, tak 38 tadi. Was it you? No. Bukan. Okay. Tak apa. Nampak tak? Ramai orang tak tahu ni. Dia tak habis ya. You have to explain kenapa ini berlaku. Tak cukup. Cakap, variance is 1 mark. Sebenarnya calculation is 4 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 marks. But the 4 marks is not available here. 4 marks is available on your sentence. Is here. Sales variance is adverse by 4050. 1 mark. Baru kat sini bukan calculation. This could be due to what? Management decide to give discounts to increase sales volume. 2nd mark. Because you're answering the question saying why the numbers are that way. By saying the numbers are adverse, are you answering to the requirement?
Apa?
Wow. Marah saya. Tak apalah, sedih. Alright. So tengok, suggest possible reason why it may not be as positive as it says, right? Sebab tu kita cakap the variance is adverse or favorable. Alright. So the reasoning kat sini apa ni? Siapa? No problem. So the reasoning about how to measure the reason why why some variances happen ada dalam video ni. These video are generic videos to give you ideas in the exam. Kalau keluar, dia beritahu, direct level variance is favorable. Kenapa? Dia beritahu jawapan itu. Ada. But this answer has to be reflected in the case study. Tak wujud, jangan letak. I tak nak tulis. So, I nak you cari sendiri. Faham? Tak faham? Ada soalan tak? Wow. Susah lah. Cakap seorang-seorang ni. You suka cakap seorang-seorang? Okay. You nak cakap seorang-seorang? Boleh. Alright. So, the slide is over for now. My question is this one. Any question you want to ask me about Sunday and about Monday punya soalan? Tu je. Sila tanya. I'm sure you have questions to ask. Yang ada soalan adalah orang yang buat kerja. Orang yang buat kerja dan tutup mata, dia tak ada soalan. Confirm. Dia buat kerja sebab suruh buat ni menyampah aku weekend nak enjoy. Faham tak? Nak beli baju raya kan. So orang yang buat soalan tu dia tak boleh jawab, dia kata soalan. I don't understand this one. Why? Anybody want to ask me question? Please do so. Siapa nak ni? Do you understand what I'm saying right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so anybody? You can speak to me or can put in the chat, I don't mind.
So untuk question ABCL punya first question, disuruh assess attractiveness nak masuk the new market. Tapi on the first question tu dia tak tulis lagi yang dia ada consider nak acquire. So boleh tak waktu assess attractiveness tu, macam should we also include yang macam kalau acquire maybe attractive, kalau masuk macam tu dia tak attractive.
That should be the way. Okay.
So walaupun dia tak tulis kat itu boleh je lah. Macam dia tak specify dekat the requirement.
Requirement tu cakap apa?
Dia suruh assess dia suruh analyse competitive environment. Lepas tu dia cakap dia ada plan nak enter the industry.
Yeah, the second one?
Maksudnya requirement task tu ke?
Yang staff tu?
Staff tu dia cakap
dia nak beli one of the 3 players, right?
Yes.
Itulah trigger untuk your question 1. It's a leading question. Kalau jawab benda bukan jadi lain lah. So this question ABCL question 1 tu nampak macam soalan apa? Pernah buat tak sebelum ni?
Linko. Bukan ke?
Nesta.
It is more towards Nesta. Dia sebiji Nesta, cuma Nesta 15 markah lagi besar. Okay, soalan betulnya banyak markah. It's bigger than Nesta sebenarnya, dia besar. Dia case study 50 markah. Soalan ni sebenarnya asalnya soalan P3. Soalan 1 50 markah. Yang telah diolah jadi 1 markah untuk SBL. Silibus sama. Okay. Anything else nak tanya? Good question. Lagi?
Saya tak faham supplier dia.
Siapa supplier dia jumpa?
Itulah. Kejap sir.
Kejap. Tak apa. I rasa I dah explain supplier dalam kelas kan? You tanya ada kan? Betul tak? Tak apa. Tanya lagi. Revision. I bagi 2 soalan tu sebab kemungkinan keluar real exam nanti topik tu. So penting, ada benda penting yang kita kena buat.
Sir kan dia cerita pasal WAC tu kan sir. WAC tu dia kata major supplier. Saya tak clear macam mana nak elaborate pasal supplier tu. Sebab macam tak tahu nak assess supplier dia.
WAC buat apa? Apa kerja WAC?
Dia kata dia supplier consultancy tu, tapi saya tak faham macam mana how dia punya mechanism as a supplier.
Syairah is right. WAC is a competitor. It's a player in the industry. It is also correct. WAC provides services to clients on Backti punya exam. So in this case, WAC is actually a supplier to the client. Apa masalah you?
So betul lah dia supplier.
Tapi
sebab saya tak clear yang kompetitor tu jugalah.
So jangan silap, supplier to WAC siapa? Hello?
Not sure sir.
Not sure. Supplier to ABCL siapa?
Labor dia.
Be specific lah. Buruh kasar.
Lecturer.
Lecturer. Yes. So lecturer is the supplier in the industry. But the industry player is actually supplier to the client. Kena faham tak?
Faham.
Sebab tu I tak suka pakai interchangeable. Kalau player, supplier before, client depan. Faham tak? I tak tukar-tukar, tapi soalan exam boleh tukar. Kena faham. Kalau tidak, jawab semua salah.
Apa maksud yang klien depan tu? Maksudnya?
Client is customer lah.
Oh, so macam kalau nak guna term tu jangan tukar-tukar.
Yes.
Nanti confuse.
Yes. You
Oh,
are the
faham.
player situ. Jangan tukar-tukar lah. Nanti
So
cakap
kalau
apa?
kata nak guna tu ni lah.
Yes. Careful lah. Nanti cari lain. Apa lagi tak faham? Come.
So,
Hmm.
nak tanya pasal person tadi, yang first ABCI. Kalau yang kita nak cakap pasal dia attractive ke tak, tu patut untuk kita conclude untuk the whole macam heading side of the entrance. Bukannya macam each point tu attractive ke tak.
Soalan ni ada jawab masa buat chapter 4. Ada jawab cerita ni masa chapter 4 masa saya buat soalan Nesta. Ini namanya revision tau. You kat mana satu? Siapa nak jawab? You can go back to the video. Kalau you download lah kan. Kalau tak download dah hilang dah. Siapa mau jawab? Kalau you are my student lah, ada better tips lah how to answer this question.
Assess for each element of the
Yeah, it's better to assess attractiveness or appropriateness within each element rather than tunggu untuk conclusion. Bukan benda baru lah ni. Lagi? I tak sampai hati tengok jawapan you tau. Takut jawab bukan-bukan. Tulis photos file tak betul kan? Dia jawab bukan tahu apa-apa lah. Mengarut macam sampel yang bagi tu kan? So macam tak ada quality je. Tapi kita bincang sini lah. Bincang senang. Tapi I did give you the answer for that one right? Yang lagi tak bagi. Nanti bagi later. Anything else?
Tapi kalau question tu specify dia suruh macam conclude which one is better, kena buat macam saya rasa soalan HFC code yang dia suruh assess performance dua-dua tu. Dua-dua dia punya department tu. So macam boleh dia ada minta untuk buat macam conclusion which one yang better. So boleh juga ke kalau kita buat for each element, macam contohnya saya compare profit diorang, compare diorang punya ni one by one instead of buat conclusion.
Tak salah. Which one easier?
Each one.
Okay. Because selalunya bila you tunggu nak buat conclusion kan, conclusion tak sampai. Ataupun sampai conclusion kan, 2 markah je kan, you spend 30 minutes. Aku nak buat yes atau no. Tu tak boleh fikir lah. Sebab tu in my exam, in my class, I tak ajar conclusion. Cakap, you discuss accordingly, evaluate, plus minus, letak kat situ, dah cukup. 2 markah lagi tinggalkan untuk soalan lain. 2 markah 4 minit right? So that 4 minutes you spend on something you know. Sebab you are not good enough to think about, should I do it why? Should I leave why? You tak boleh fikir. Sama lah, I suruh drop tak drop kan? Tu je lah, sama lah. Kat sini sangkut lagi. Hari ni baru tahu, aku tak ingat variance. Betul tak? Hamzah, memang lain? Awal-awal aku cakap dah kan? Tulis lah kau. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
Sir?
Yep.
Kan dalam soalan ni, dia dah ada nak buat possible collusion kan dengan Mike Wilson tu. Dia tak buat lagi tapi dia suggest nak buat. Sebenarnya dia nak suruh Mike tu setuju dengan plan dia. Tapi tu kan tak buat lagi. So kalau kita kata ethical or reputational concern tu, kita masukkan possible collusion tu, boleh ke mengarut dah?
Ethics issue, kita buat bila? Sebelum ke selepas benda terjadi?
Lepas.
Betul ke student ni?
Sebelum.
Are you really my student?
Kita assess dulu.
Yeah, are you sure you're my student? Ya. Bukan student I ni. Siapa lecturer ni? Tengok. Ethical concerns kita boleh evaluate before and after. Apa masalah you?
So, boleh je lah saya cerita pasal kalau collusion ni jadi. Kalau. Tak ada problem.
You kena cakap, bukan kalau. You kena cakap, the idea given by the CEO is wrong. Bukan it's not ethical. Tu je.
Kan guna free heading tu kan saya tak suruh kita separatekan. So saya letak general lah dulu. Saya tak cakap lah benda tu unethical ke tak. Cuma saya kata kalau benda tu jadi bad impact to reputation macam tu.
You start dengan kalau itu jadi, tu je.
Saya kata there is a concern that possible collusion might happen.
What is the collusion? Did you get to the case? Dah semalam macam saya punya video tu?
Yes, saya
apa dia?
saya kata dia suruh Mike tu setuju dengan plan dia untuk tipu tu.
The issue of collusion may not be ethical because why? It is against the law. If it is found out by siapa dah? The enforcer siapa dia? Siapa enforcer dia? Yang bagi medal star tu. Star rating siapa dia?
Iloba.
Iloba tu dia punya status could be revoked. Nampak tak? You kata bad reputation, I punya status could be revoked. Mana better?
Sepunya sebab lagi RTC.
Yeah. It's good lah sebab you dah jawab kan. So you dah faham. Tapi my job is actually to focus your answer to get better marks. Lesser point, more marks. Kau tak tulis banyak bunga-bunga kan? Tak tahu. Sini ke sana ke? This all. Tanya. Tak kisah. Tanya je. Lagi? Sebab ethics tak keluar exam 2 semester dah. Sebab tu keluar kan? Governance pun tak keluar 2 semester dah. Sebab tu you buat. You tak buat, you buat sen depan. Yes, soalan.
Lepas tu saya kata kalau dia tu threaten employee dia, yang dia kata ayat dia guna tu bunyi macam coercion lah. Tu. So saya kata kalau public tahu macam tak elok, dia incompetent macam tu. Tak tahu.
I don't think the word is incompetent.
Saya pun tak rasa incompetent tapi saya nak tak bad takut sounds too general kan.
Okay. Kalau macam ni lah, kalau terpaksa letak bad tak apa ya. You berdoa lebih sikit ya. This idea wujud dalam corporate company. I will tell them to say what I want to say and I will give them hardship bonus. What is that? Bukan tak pernah buat, dah pernah buat, dah explain pun. Bribe pula dah. Bengong betul. Dalam kes tak ada bribe. Ada bribe ke? Belum lagi kot. Apa dah? Not professional lah. Having undue influence on your employees. Mungut. It's professionalism. Azwar tembak je tak kena. Sama lah ramai tembak-tembak ni. You tak tahu ethics je. Tak apa. Okay. Jangan risau. In your mock exam ada ethics. Ada ke? Ada ethics. Ya ada. Ada ethics. Confirm ada ethics. Ada ethics. Okay. So now guys, you can faham if ethics is part of your SWOT and it's still your W, maksudnya apa? You tak boleh buat, jangan buat lah. I tak boleh paksa kan? I tengah ajar ni. You tak boleh buat juga, you tak boleh fikir to move forward. You cuma boleh hafal, bribe, don't know why. Kalau kata bribe, I suruh tulis one sentence boleh tak? Tak boleh juga sebab you hafal bribe sahaja. Fine. In the real exam, make sure you jawab benda lain. Sebab ethics is not that difficult. Kalau tak dapat 10 markah pun, dapat 3-4 markah pun dah cukup. But the way you're thinking, confirm kosong markah. I cannot help you. Sebab apa? Bukan first time buat. Is it first time buat soal ethics? No right. Dah bagi banyak example kan? I stop there. Any more?
So untuk task 7 ABCL, dia punya question ask untuk highlight possible problem. Lepas tu dia tanya impact to the project. Lepas tu dengan recommend ways to mitigate. So how specific kita punya answer kena, sebab dia 10 marks je. So saya rasa sehari tu saya tulis panjang sangat untuk 10 marks punya question. Macam recommendation tu, contoh
can you give me 1 point yang you buat tu?
Saya bagi yang training.
Training? Apa? What about training? Can you read your sentence?
Okay. Saya buat not providing training to users seems not appropriate because currently lecturers in ECOBA do not have experience in handling online class, which means they may not have sufficient skills to operate the system. And then with no training provided, lecturers may feel demotivated to continue teaching ECOBA using the online platform. This will result in ECOBA losing competitive advantage of having high-profile lecturers. Lepas tu recommendation, training should be provided to the lecturers prior to the launching. This should ensure that all lecturers are well prepared with skill to operate the new platform upon launching.
Okay. Okay. It is quite long, quite lengthy Tak apa. Soalan saya senang je. Projek ni dah buat belum buat?
Belum.
Jawapannya untuk dah buat ke belum buat? Your tenses tu, dah buat belum buat?
Saya rasa belum buat. Sebab saya guna may feel demotivated.
Okay.
Tak
apa. If I were to answer this one, sebab dia bagi apa? Project plan yang belum buat lagi. This is not post-project review. This is not post-implementation review. So in this case, boleh solve. Memang boleh solve. So how do I start? Cakap apa? In the project plan, it was mentioned that no training will be provided to lecturers. Stop. This could be a witness. Because what? You just jawab tadi kan? People may not be motivated and they may not be able to perform their duties properly. Stop. Problem, impact. As such, the project plan must be amended to include training session for the coming lecturers on the new system. Stop. Beza tak?
Beza sebenarnya lagi singkat, concise.
Maksud sama?
Yes. Tapi macam mana nak tahu soalan mana yang nak kena spesifik, sebab macam ada satu question dulu tu yang buat soalan mana saya rasa Hammer ni kot, macam nak upgrade dia punya machine tu, lepas tu kena bagi suggestion how to upgrade. Macam contohnya dispose dia punya all machine ke apa. Itu kan macam more specific kan, macam more kalau nak tulis macam panjang.
I know. But in this case, kita nak betulkan project plan.
Okay.
Project plan tu yang ada kekurangan sekarang. Kerja you betulkan project plan tu je.
Okay. Faham. Project plan. Fokus.
Sebab soalan ni project management tetapi project belum siap. Alright. Nanti bila mock exam, project management tapi project dah siap. Dah bagi clue dah. Jahat tak? Jangan terkejut lah. You jawab salah, jaga kau. Anybody else? Yang tak jawab soalan project management tu, jaga kau. Kalau exam, nantilah. Memang di semester I fokus more on project management. Kalau keluar, alhamdulillah. Sujud syukur lah kau. Just ada jawab tak jawab je lah. Next.
Sir, kan dia bagi yang ratio competitors tu kan. Lepas tu kita calculate yang ECOBA tu dia bagi financial statement kan. Kalau ratio analysis tu kita kira for the current year je untuk ECOBA boleh ke? Tak yang for both years. Nanti kita nak compare dengan kompetitor kan?
Ikut suka kau lah, macam mana? Tetapi untuk soalan ni saya rasa saya dah bagi jawapan kan? Betul tak tu?
Ada dah.
Please take note in the real exam for SBL, the evaluation to acquire will not be as technical as this one. It's going to be much more simpler. Alright? Okay. Lagi? Ni semua tak ada soalan, tak buat ni mestinya. Okay, tak apa, kita ada soalan. Saya tanya soalan. This is for your own good juga. Mana dia? There you go. Kita nak belajar markah. How to get marks. Okay. Can you see? Is it too small?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Alright. Sekejap. Okay, ini sampel lah. It's actually according to HFC punya jawapan. Ini jawapan HFC from my student. I betul-betulkan sikit here and there. This is based on how they answer the question. So sampel kat sini ya. Ini dalam report tu tau. Dalam report dia tulis ni. Gross profit margin, year 1, year 2, year 3. The numbers are fictitious. I don't know betul tak betul lah. Jawapan macam ni. Dia tulis nombor kat atas. Kat bawah dia tulis ayat dia. The gross profit margin is showing a decline from year 1 to year 3. This shows that the sale of the company has dropped. Any of you jawab macam ni dalam exam? Respond. Hamzah, is that you?
Tak tulis macam tu, saya cakap unable to make sales.
I mean the structure. Number and ayat.
Tak. Saya
Okay.
tulis bukan saya.
Okay, I'm talking about structure. Dia tulis number, kotak ni konon-kononnya, lepas tu tulis ayat. Okay, so what do you get? The answer we get what? 0 marks. Never form tabular data within your main answer. It will cause time to be wasted. Stating financial data on its own without being used properly will not give marks at all. The numbers need to be used in the analysis to describe the trend and then giving proper reason. The ratios will not get any marks as they were stated on absolute values. Nampak tak nampak? Nombor bulat kan? 20%, 23 kan? So dia kena nombor kena betul lah. Apa lagi? Calculation must be done to answer plan. Okay, baiklah. Okay. Ini tengok. Second one. Growth profit margin shows a decline by 12% from year 1 to year 3. Ini ada orang suka buat, betul tak? Suka sangat buat. This is because what? There was a decline in sales growth by 17%. Ini fictitious. Since the company lost their retailers from 2000 right now to 700 retailers, meaning that they are losing their market share. So what do you get? Mark allocation. The marks for trend will not be awarded because there is no evidence for such thing. Dia akan tulis apa? 12% datang dari mana? Siapa tak faham? The reason is that you akan tulis 12% tu dalam calculator, kan? You letak, dah cukup. Tak boleh you have to do working somewhere. Working dekat worksheet ataupun buat brackets situ. Baru dapat markah. Do not expect the examiner to calculate for you. Mana dapat nombor ni? Nampak tak? Kalau you bagi nombor,
Tak, maksud saya kalau macam kita dah kira dekat Excel kan, yang kita dah letak year 1 berapa, year 3 berapa, lepas tu kita just letak 12 tu je, perlu lagi ke nak letak 25 minus 13 tu?
tak payah.
Alright, thank you sir.
Because I know you guys, kalau ratio, tak tulis pun. Semua nak calculator, betul tak? Ngaku je lah belum puasa. Tengok. Farah, dia tengok depan, dia kiri kanan. Betul tak betul Farah? Betul lah. See, how do I know? I know kan, my student. The because factor shows multiple assessment, showing evidence where sales were dropping. So ada banyak. So further, it was reinforced by actual facts from the scenario causing the situation. The point can be elaborated further, but they can only get maximum of 2 marks. So do not give multiple reasons for a single ratio. Faham tak faham? Faham because you dah dapat jawapan. Dalam exam, dalam solution, dia bagi multiple reason. Kenapa? Dalam solution. Kenapa? Sebab dia shock. Sebab dia banyak masa. Kenapa?
Discussion.
Ya, sebab apa? Dia bagi suggested solution. So, there's more than one answer. Sebab tu dia bagi multiple. You pula, geng-geng Hafizah kan? Hafaz semua tanpa faham. Kenapa aku ambil semua? Sebab tu you fail. Sebab apa? It's too much to write. You choose one. Oh, aku faham ni. Oh, aku ingat ni cukup lah. Faham tak faham? That's what I do in my class. I potong yang pelik-pelik tu. I nak the main idea sahaja. So right now kita nak belajar how to write less. Masa awal-awal, you cannot write. Ingat tak? Awal semester tak tahu menulis. Okay, I cakap tulis macam ni. Banyak. Sekarang, you write only the bare minimum to get enough marks. Nampak tak? This is writing training. Alright. So this one. Now, ROCE reduced from 33% to 25% over the 4 years period. Numbers are fictitious. This shows that the company is not efficient in their asset allocation. As such, it is bad for their performance. How many marks can I get? We are doing marking training. If you do not participate in asking, you will not understand marking. Berapa markah?
One kot sir.
Kenapa one?
Impact tu dia tak state detail lagi.
Siapa lagi? Anybody else? Tak selesai di sebiji jawapan you all tau selalunya. Betul tak? Nazira, that will be your answer, right? Isn't it? Am I right? Kan I tahu. Because why? This is from my student. I salin saja. Dia kata, cantik lah saya jawab ni. Tak apa. Come on. Nazira berapa dapat?
Saya rasa 1 kot sir. Sebab tak cakap reduce tu by berapa. Cakap from tu je.
Oh, dapat markah kat mana?
Kat impact dia kot. Dekat
Wow. Oh, tadi orang tu kata impact tak dapat. You kata impact dapat. Tengok. Contradiction. Can I have another opinion? Azwar. Mana dia Azwar? Ada lagi? Hidup lagi?
Saya tak sure lah sir. Saya rasa
Dia nak cakap, saya tak tahu kenapa saya kat sini, sir. Betul tak? Okay, never mind. Thank you, Azwar. Can I get somebody else? Ni makin training kena belajar, makin training ya. Can I get from Hazim? Can you respond? Hazim cannot respond. Okay, tak. Yes, go ahead.
Saya rasa macam apa tu yang calculation tu kita patut kirakan macam bukan bagi figure macam tu je, and saya rasa impact dia boleh dapat satu markah.
Impact markah. Oh, okay. So kosong ni? Oh, satu lah. Okay. Can I get one more? Can I get from Afifah? Yes, prize winner I. Mai prize winner ni.
Saya rasa dapat 1.
Kat mana?
Because yang they explain, this shows that HFC was not efficient their asset utilization.
Okay. Right. Marks will be given for trend only. Assessment of the ratio will not get any mark because it restates on the meaning of the ratio. Showing the lack of understanding of student about the ratio is because they memorize the ratio. Tak faham pun. Indicating that student is trying to give a lecture to the marker or student. They don't even understand what's happening in this particular case study. Faham tak? So, trend is what? Reduce or increase from what number to what number? Dapat markah. Itu jawapan dia. Tetapi saying that what? They are not efficient in their utilization of asset. Tak ada bukti pun. Mana proof dia? Itu kosong. Itu adalah explanation. What is ROCE? Yang you belajar masa F paper tu kan? So you hafal tanpa sebab. Next, this one. ROCE reduced from 33 to 25% over the 4 years. 1 mark. Trend. This could be bad. This could be due to the company having what? A reduction in their profitability as indicated in the profit value. It could also be caused by reduction of retained earnings as well as huge increase in long-term liability by the company. What is the difference between this sample and the previous sample? Dua-dua ROCE
Saya tak faham kenapa dia relate dengan profitability tu.
What is the formula of ROCE? Ada masalah sekarang ni.
Oh, okay.
Tengok, you hafal tak? I tak hafal. I draw. I will write down the formula. Tengok. Oh, ini kalau naik, dia akan turun. Ini kalau turun, ini naik. Nampak tak nampak? I tak akan tunjuk. I will not show you because you dah professional level. You kena faham sendiri. Is PBIT over capital employed. Right or not? Salah ke? Am I wrong? Ke PAT? Which one? Tak ingat dia punya. Ya Allah, tengok muka tak ingat. Ya, sedihnya. My student tak ingat beza PBIT, PAT. Which one? Okay, tengok. Kita tengok. Amzar. Mesti. Yeah. Next time masuk kelas lawak sikit ya. Amzar, the correct formula for ROCE. Is it PBIT, PBT or PAT?
Saya rasa PBIT.
Kenapa you rasa?
Sebab tengok formula.
Salah tu jawapan tu. Actually, kalau you degree holder, you dah belajar kenapa dia use PBIT, kenapa dia tak guna PAT, kenapa tak guna PBT. Kalau ACCA student tak belajar langsung. Dia hafal saja, betul tak? Do you agree, Farah? Kan? Nampak Izzah? So guys, that is correct, Syahira. Some expenditures are controllable, some are not. Therefore, they cannot be included inside there. So macam mana dia tahu? You tak tahu? Syaira, lecture siapa ke? Lecture siapa? Ni apa? F9 ke? FM ke PM ni? Syaira.
FM. Tapi
FM.
saya cakap hari tu.
Oh, nasib baik kau ingat. So, I'm quite happy ada at least satu orang dengar lah. Tak? Ya, tu dia. Hamzah, menyesal aku masuk anual kelas ni. Aku suruh drop, tak drop. Sekarang tengok penyesalan ya. Sebab tu buat revision because I tahu student tak ingat. So, what do you get? Marks given for trend because they talk about assessment and then average given. So, at least 1.5 or 2 marks can be awarded. Ni betul lah because ini relate to the case. They relate to the case. So, kalau ratio analysis, usually the PSM will be what? Analysis lah or evaluation. So, ni what? What do you do? Analyze data from various exhibit and process them into a logical manner. So this is different from the verb of what analysis. Replicate this within all your ratios to get full marks of 2. That's it. So the other mark will be what for? Considering all this one. Dah lah. Okay. Alright. Lagi. Ini example apa ni? Okay. Kita tengok. Do they deserve PSM? Gross profit reduced over 4 years by 6%. This could be caused by inefficient control of costs. The outdated machine was damaged, okay, in production due to becoming faulty, requiring more materials to be consumed. Next one. Receivable collection shows a reduction over the years from 38.6 days to 36 days. This could be seen as an improvement and is more than the normal credit period practice. Okay, if less unchecked, they would be longer and what? They may incur high a bad debt. The situation could be mitigated if the company decide to factor the receivables as a short-term loan. Next one, to enable proper evaluation of the situation, it would be able to go idea to obtain data regarding average. Okay, these are all answers from my student. Student berapa tau? Student different heading Berapa markah? The first one is actually about profit margin, right? Is it not? First one, dapat markah tak? Kalau dapat, berapa? Nabila, can you help me?
Saya rasa dia boleh dapat 2 kot.
Kenapa 2 sama dia?
First yang dia kira trend tu. Lepas tu yang dia bagi reason tu, yang pasal outdated machine.
Okay, thank you. Terima kasih. Can I get from... Okay lah, tak mahu pergi Azwar, kesian dia. Firdaus, mana Firdaus? Mana Firdaus?
Yes, sir.
Yes, dapat apa?
Saya rasa 2 juga.
2 juga? Sebab apa?
Wow, sama. Dia ada trend dengan the reasoning dia.
Wow. Okay. Can I get from Suraya? Ya, cahaya matahari, come on.
Saya pun rasa 2, sir. Sebab ada trend dia, lepas tu dia punya explanation dia complete.
Kenapa semua perisai sama? Siapa nak bagi different response to me? Ada tak? Anybody want to give me different response? Can I get from Alia Sofia? Tak ada. Okay. Can I get from Anis Ibrahim?
Saya rasa pun 2 juga, sir.
2 juga. Okay, last one. Can I get from Izamuddin? Izamuddin, hai, Assalamualaikum. Ada tak? Tak apalah, dia nak invisible. Okay, invisible. Macam mana ya? Okay lah macam ni. Type dalam chat dalam chat sekarang. 1 markah, 1.5, 2 markah. Tu je. Sebab tak nak jawab kan? You type tengok. 1.5. 2. Uyo, 2. Uyo. Wow. Lagi. Tak habis ni. Ha. Sikit lagi. Dah, habis dah? Siapa belum? Yang tak datang tu belum kan? Husna dah, Husna? Dah, Husna?
Oh, dah saya.
Dah, Syairah dah? Oh, okay. Thank you. I assume semua dah. So, jawapan yang salah 20 sen . Okay? Menteri dah, Menteri? Dah? Haris ada, Haris? Dah? Haris dah. Okay, Haris. Semua orang kena contribute. Semua salah. 100% salah. I win. Let me tell you why, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. Semua ni goldfish ni. Nampak tak 6%? How they calculate? Can you get 6%? Ambil kalkulator tengok. Ketuk pun tahu. Dah ajar kan? Dari awal-awal tunjuk apa salah. Tunjuk balik kata betul. Kurasam punya student. Do you get 6%? Do you get 6%? Comel-comel bulat-bulat. Ini Ibrani kata betul. Hui. Guys, next Julai masuk kerja tu tak? Faham tak? In Julai masuk kerja kau. Nak kerja apa nanti sini? Kena buang kau nanti kau. Kira tak betul. Jawapan satu markah je. Only 1 mark. Second paragraph. How many marks? Second paragraph. How many marks? Garu sana, garu sini. Garu lagi betul ya? Husna? Syoknya Sebab tadi I buat division, you diam saja kan? Sekarang buat cakap kau. Cepat. Husna, ada tak?
Oh, ada sir.
Nah, berapa markah? Okay, tak apa.
Yang atas tu saya rasa tak dapat markah kot. Yang sebab 38.6 days tu kan this one ada point. Saya rasa dapat markah kat bawah tu.
Total berapa markah?
1.
1.5.
1.5.
Okay, tak apa. One more time. Okay, lagi. One more time. Apa ni? Masuk dalam chat please. Okay. Berapa markah? Kalau tak nak cakap, I suruh buat kerja. Tu je. Menteri, standby ya. 1. Ya Allah. Boleh bagi 1 ke tu? Nazirah hebat kau. Yo, setengah markah. Fuh. Tak cukup. Lagi. Mana orangnya? Ramai orang kena tipu ni. I repeat, ramai orang kena tipu. Tak apa. Okay. Alia Sofia, power dah. Okay. Jawapannya 1 markah saja. I'll show you where. Saya beritahu di mana ya. Kena tahu. This is better than marking paper tu tak? Kan? Mark paper you Allah menyapah kena koyak Telah koyak kan? Soft copy. Main komputer rosak. Tengok ni. 20 sen salah. Okay. This portion not acceptable. Sebab apa? Dia patut nombor bulat. Days. Alright. This portion is correct. Is the impact. 1 mark. This portion not necessary. No marks. You bagi suggestion right? Betul tak? They will be right now in my class, they are still around 25% of you yang bila jawab soalan, dia tak tahu apa dia nak buat, dia bagi suggestion. The company should do this. They could do this. Betul tak? Wahab tak minta pun kan? So please avoid doing these things. Next one, apa dia?
Sir,
yep.
Kalau tak round off tu kan tak dapat markah.
Correct.
Tapi dia tak penalize lah dekat impact tu.
Tak, impact sama, impact betul.
Alright, okay. Thank you.
It's on figure rule, jangan risau. So this for you to know. Thank you for asking. So to enable proper evaluation, ni last sekali apa? Dia minta apa? Any other, kalau ikut soalan ni apa? Any other information right? Betul tak? Kan? Do you agree? Do you agree?
Saya agree.
Okay. Siapa lagi? Can I get from Aiman?
Saya pun agree sir.
Kenapa? Sebab Sofia agree.
Tak, sebab dia untuk ada information saya rasa dia suitable answer dia.
Okay. Betul lah. That's correct. It is correct. Let's do another one. Apa ni? Now, the next requirement ni soalan satu kot. Requirement was actually to conduct a corporate appraisal on 2 divisions. Corporate appraisal means SWOT analysis. So remember, never answer them in a tabular format. Assessment may use the same characteristics for each division. Your PSM will be what? Analysis. As in the current position, where is it going to be a positive or negative implication? Indicate the position to get the marks. Alright. So my question is, how many of you did not know this was SWOT? Ngaku saja. Dalam chat, just put there me. Bulan puasa jawab lah, tak baik tipu. Ada pun. Ada rupanya. Oh. Okay. When they say corporate appraisal, it means SWOT. Tapi tak semestinya kena pakai format SWOT. Faham tak faham? You carilah anything plus or minus. Itu saja. Faham? Tak silap saya, the word corporate appraisal, I baru cerita last week. Masa buat revision. Betul tak betul? Tiba-tiba I dapat respon macam ni. Sedih tak I? Menusuk kalbu. Kan? Ni chapter apa? Chapter 5 kot ni. Susah-susah I buat awal semester chapter 5, ajar. Ini SWOT. Another name for SWOT is what? Corporate appraisal. Tak percaya? Bukan textbook. Mesti ada. Open your textbook, that page, you tulis SWOT. Ataupun corporate appraisal kat situ. Buat star. Sebab I suruh you buat. Mau check lah? Berani check? Berani? Buku pun tak ada apa lepas tu. Dah buang dah kan? I tahu ya. Which page whatever I cakap. Okay, ni one. SWOT. Another name is actually corporate appraisal. Buat star situ ya. Tolong tulis ya. Ingat tak Naim? Betul tak betul? Buat tak? Ada? Ada. Tapi semalam apa ini? Macam tak boleh tengok kan? Kan? Tak apa. It's normal. It is normal. Sebab that is the reason why my revision is this way. I tak ajar. I tanya to make you recall. By doing this, you will understand and recall better, prepare for the exam. Kalau I bagi jawapan saja, you masuk in keluar asap. Faham tak? Benda baru buat last week dah hilang hari Ahad. Sedih tak? Anis, Husna, sedih lah kau. Kan KFC ke? Tak jemput I. Sedih. So these are samples from my students. Some of mine. Tengok apa dia. Please tell me berapa markah dapat. Dia pakai ni. Heading dia. There might be new legislation by the police to use hardened shoes by year 8. As currently, CF has dealt with other government agencies. They can recommend CF to supply for police. Setuju tak setuju markah ni? This answer. This is not my answer, it's from my student.
Saya rasa dia patut tambah impact.
There's no impact there. Okay. This point correct or wrong? Is it in the right location? Sebab dia tulis opportunity
Boleh.
Next question. Berapa markah?
1.
1. Lama sikit. 1. Berapa? Hamzah?
Dia bisa juga kot. Dia macam briefly je.
Tapi dia extract kan? Dia extract from the case tadi. Ada legal issue about police to relate to case. Kan? And then he's trying to say positive tapi tak habis. So, kalau bodoh-bodoh pun dapatlah 1 markah. Kalau I mark, I bagi setengah atau kosong. Tu je. I jahat. ACC will give you more. I will give you less definitely. Never mind. Next one. Threat. The contract with Arcadia Paramedic and Ambulance will expire in 12 months. There might be possibility that is not going to be renewed by them and cause decrease in sales projection. Okay. Apa ni? First, betul ke salah, and then markah. I'm sure some of you pun jawab macam ni, betul tak? You know you know yourself I tak nak buat. Tengok je lah, yang betul lah. Sampel I ni yang boleh pakai selalu. Nabila?
Saya rasa betul tapi markah 1 ataupun 0.5.
Wow. Okay. Ini dia pakai SWOT dah, SWOT, nampak? Alright. Another one. Heading dia, machine. FF has problems with their machine as it is the oldest species machine of whatever lah, panjang-panjang lah. Okay, ni copy paste ni. As raw material also has been damaged, that has cost more to the company. Companies to bear maintenance and repair costs also incur loss from the default goods. Ayat apa ni? Okay. Meanwhile, CF has been very efficient in using latest manufacturing technology. It helps them to produce efficiently and meet demand of customer. Is this heading acceptable? Instead of using SWOT, dia pakai the same characteristics, machine. And then under machine, 2 paragraph. Machine of FF, machine of CF. Is this acceptable? Next question. Betul salah? Berapa markah? Ni jawapan kat in-paste ni. Tak verify langsung. Okay. Anybody? If you do not discuss, you will not know. I takkan bagi. Ezrin?
Dapat 1 je ke, sir?
Di mana 1? Semua tu?
Tak sure lah, sir.
Anis?
Saya rasa heading dia macam boleh sih sebab kalau SWOT kan kalau cakap pasal plus minus pun macam okey je. Tapi kalau dia punya content tu saya rasa dapat 1 je sebab dia bagi evidence and reason.
Aha. So in this case dia bagi untuk 2 department. So berapa markah nak bagi?
Kalau FF1 dekat CF tu saya tak sure.
Okay. Siti Fakira? Cik Siti? Tak ada. Okay. Yes, Cik Siti?
Tak sure lah.
Tak sure juga.
1 juga.
Kat mana 1 tu?
Dekatnya FF tu kot.
FF saja. Okay, thank you. Tak apa. This is one method ataupun dia pakai heading FF. The brand name is not well known among young consumer. However, it's still well known for older consumer. This is what advantages for FF because this is actually a disadvantage. Okay, for FF because the young buyer is the major contributor of the market compared to older buyer. In the past years, sales for FF seems to be reduced each year. Apa benda dia buat ni? Is this proper? What element is this? SWOT. Gang? W. Okay. Is it acceptable?
Saya rasa acceptable.
How much?
2.
Okay. Tak apa. Apa lagi? Tu je kot. Alright. Okay. I stop here for now. What did you learn today? I tak boleh buat lama-lama dah sebab I buat lepas panjang kan, you tak ingat kan. So I buat sikit-sikit je. Kan? Because student nowadays kan, they have very short attention span. Faham tak faham? So I have to do this way. What did you learn today?
Absolute figure saya.
Lagi?
Saya learn variant analysis and marks for trend.
Lagi?
Kalau tak boleh buat etik, jangan buat etik.
Ayat best tu. Tak apa. Lagi? I will continue dia soalan ni lagi nanti later. The question is, my training on marking, is it useful? You want me to continue or tak payah buat?
Boleh sir, helpful.
So you rasa I patut baca tak you punya jawapan? Nampak sendiri kan tu tak? You nampak kan? So what I want to show is actually for question number 1, whereby you can answer them in many method. Ikut heading SWOT boleh, ikut heading generic characteristics ataupun ikut heading division. Okay, so how did you cater to that one? Soalan tu hari tu. Which method you buat? Boleh tak share? SWOT, division ataupun free flow? Can you share? Division, SWOT. Okay. So now dah tengok jawapan 3 style jawapan, right? Mana senang? SWOT, division, free flow. Mana senang?
Sebenarnya bagi saya macam free flow lah sir. Sebab saya rasa macam kurang terikat dengan heading-heading dia.
Okay. So for me, the best is free flow. Yes, betul. Tetapi masalahnya you all tak kreatif. You don't know what to put in the heading. Betul tak? Satu. So the second best would be by department. All you have to do is what? FF, cari apa plus apa minus, jalan. CF, apa plus apa minus, jalan. Kalau SWOT, masalahnya apa? Hak ni W ke T? Ini S ke O? Siapa ada masalah tu? Sila mengaku. Tak mengaku? Tak ada masalah. Okey lah.
Ada.
Ada kan? Nanti jawapan gelak je. Ni apa punya jawapan ni? Aku tak nak mak lah. Sakit hati je. Faham tak? So, I think what I'm doing is similar to the video I gave you, right? Whatever you do there, kita bincang and then I try to give a better solution for you to be able to perform the question easier and faster. Betul tak betul? Okay. So that's why I always cheat in the exam. Yes, I suka menipu. Sebab apa? I pemalas. Bagus tak jadi orang pemalas? You malas lain, I malas lain. I malas sebab apa? I nak tahu kerja I siap. Sebab tu I malas. You all, tak apalah nanti dia siap sendiri, tak payah buat. Lagi best. Lepas tu siap lah kat depan kan. So sama lah with teaching. I buat shortcut. Instead of teaching you one by one, dia cakap apa? Halfway you buat sendiri, now I check balik. Daripada I suruh you buat banyak, dan I check jawapan you. Nyampah aku. Dah baca dah tengok dah ya? Sudah tengok. Sebab tu I buat benda ni. Kalau tak tengok, I takkan buat. Sebab it's so, well, ramai pakai SWOT kan? Betul betul SWOT dia. Sedih saya. Yang jawab pakai division pun tak sure. Aku cakap betul tak betul? Banyak copy paste, betul tak? Kan? So that's the reason why I buat soalan ni. And that's the reason why instead of going through your answer, I took your answer from the past, which is reflective of you. Betul tak? Do you agree? Kan? Grammar tak apa-apa kan? I tak kisah. You faham kan? You faham. I tak faham. Betul jawapan dia. Tapi, they may not get marks. Okay, kita end for today. I hope it is beneficial for you. Okay tak? Kita akan sambung lagi soalan macam ni. Kita akan buat soalan apa? HFC dengan apa tu ABC ya. Kalau soalan tanya, tolong tanya. If you do not ask, I tak akan jawab. Faham tak faham? But I cannot do everything anymore. Logik tak? I buat the full debrief masa FM, betul? Sekali saja. I tak akan buat banyak kali. Tak nak kerja. Sekali saja. The rest you have to do on your own. You check for me. Jawapan dah bagi kan? Yes or no? Dah semak jawapan belum? HFC. Dia tengok dia jeling je budak tu. Dia senyum, bukan senyuman plastik. Hal lain, kamera pun tak buka, lagi hebat. Tak apa. Ini malas link, different malas. I malas link ya. I malas shortcut. I buat kerja. You malas, you cut kerja. Kerja pun tak buat. You harap lecturer buat untuk you. Silap lecturer. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum. You may go. Ada soalan, you can ask me. I tunggu. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
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 Yes, Aifa. Ada apa? Yes, madam. Tulis. Aifa, tulis. Sebentar menunggu. Okey. Apa soalan start? Soalan apa dia? Apa dia nak? Question 6. Was it about? What topic is question 6? Tak ingat. I don't remember. Is it IT? Oh ya. Yeah. Okey. Kenapa? You tahu tak soalan ni dah ada dalam apa? PRK. Soalan ni dalam PRK dan revision kit. PRK dengan dalam apa? Dalam workbook. Please look in Oceana in your PRK soalan mock exam. This particular portion keluar. Check balik. I will explain next time. Thank you. No problem. Lagi? Siapa soalan lagi? Afifah, Alina, Nazira, Naim?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, saya nak tanya yang ABCL tu kan sebagi jawapan tapi soalan dia sebenarnya lain kan dari
Yang I bagi tu yang the main three. Dia Azman belum bagi lagi.
Oh, okay. Sebab saya ada problem untuk buat soalan ethical and reputational tu. Macam saya tak reti nak identify dia punya ethical dengan reputational. Macam tak jumpa lah. Selalunya jumpa sikit je.
Tak jumpa Azul. Bagus. Nanti saya bagi tengok. Okay. Virus, potential, cybersecurity katanya ikut result your company losing. Okay. Rasa akan prevented by installing antivirus. Yeah, you may get marks there. Correct. Aifa, not bad. Okay, good. Lagi? Yes, Naim? Adlina?
Thank you, sir.
Alright. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
You boleh dapatlah 1.5 2 markah. Boleh lah tu.
Sir?
Okay.
Saya nak tanya, apa ni kan for this kita guna capital intensive dengan labor intensive kan?
Tak dengar apa dia? Ulang balik.
Skill intensive dengan bukan, capital intensive dengan labor intensive.
Okay.
Labor intensive tu macam workforce ramai which is kita guna untuk construction company kan.
Oh, okay.
Kalau okay, lepas tu kalau macam question ABCL ni boleh ke saya nak guna skill intensive ke word tu tak wujud?
Tak wujud?
Okay, so tak adalah skill intensive. Okay.
Dah Google belum?
Saya Google tapi keluar je skill intensive.
Untuk industri apa?
Dia tulis company industri yang macam sekejap saya Google balik. Tapi ada lah.
Tak apa, tak kisah. Mungkin saya tak tahu.
Lain slow. Dia keluar macam ni, dia keluar special skill intensive industries, specialist skills are we got mana tadi this is meaning of skill intensive in English. A skill intensive job needs worker who have the correct skill.
Tu je?
Tu je. Tapi bila saya Google skill intensive, dia keluar banyak keluar labor intensif. Labor intensif.
Okay. So the proper one would be labor intensive. Maksudnya in a particular company or business, dia banyak guna tenaga kerja manusia. Itu saja.
Oh,
Habis.
even though ABCDL tu dia fokus on macam specialist professional punya ni kan. Professional punya, dia bagi servis professional tu kan.
Yes. Aha.
Itu dikira labor intensif jugalah.
Yes and no. Sebab sekarang dia pakai face to face. Dia nak buat e-commerce.
Okay, so
bila dia buat e-learning dah jadi mesin.
Tapi still perlukan lecturer untuk mengajar kan?
Lecturer mengajar sekali je, recorded habis, ulang.
Okay, betul.
Do you understand?
Betul.
Sebab ni service sector, teaching ya, dia bukan manufacturing. You biasa manufacturing.
Okay, betul. Okay.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.